Ang kapal ng mukha ko. It's meant to be will be. I'm hoping that this ages well.
Take me to the ruins, aquifers and springs, baby ferns uncurling, every living thing.
Ano ba to? That? Ito ba? Ganyan? Legit? Okay, so now that I'm wearing the graduation fit, I suddenly got emotional because I remembered, how I started and how I finished after many thoughts of quitting or giving up. I don't know what's next for me. Of course, there's a board exam, but after that, I don't know what I'm going to pursue. I don't know. I just want to celebrate this moment because I worked hard for this. I spent so much money for this. This is my biggest investment ever on myself. And I hope that someday I'm going to find out and feel that this investment was worth it. I really hope so. So far, wala naman akong regrets of continuing this. I learned a lot about myself during the past 5 years. And can I just say, I do appreciate how unique the program that I underwent was. I don't know how other schools do it. In Ateneo specifically, they make you undergo everything as a client first before you learn the concepts and skills as a clinician, a therapist, a psychologist, a helper, a counselor, whatever you call it. I really learned a lot about myself. In the past years, a lot of wounds were opened and processed. I think even if I end up not doing psychotherapy or not doing clinic work, I really think and believe that I was led to this path for a reason. So, thank you, self. Patting myself at the back. Thank you, Ateneo. Thank you for the past 5 years, and I look forward to knowing what's in store for me in the next 5 years. Hopefully, it means I earn more.
Did you find it? What you were looking for? Shuffling through broken glass. Are you cut up now? None the wiser. Back in your body, but only for a moment. Now you're floating around your head again and again.
mag-anak at kaibigan, sa piling ng aming mga kamag-aral, guro at tagapangasiwa ng pamantasan,
hopefully leading you to live a life for His greater joy and glory. Like you,
So I got home from Manila last Tuesday evening. Actually, Wednesday na kami dumating. I haven't unpacked yet. It's been a busy week. So I went to Manila for graduation. And during the time that I was there for 1 week. Hindi talaga ako nag-aral. But I was following up my documents for the board exam. Wala pa akong TOR. It's still being processed. And they said that they haven't received it yet. And once they receive it, they will have to deliver it to Davao. And it might take around 5 days average. So during that time, medyo natanggap ko na I can't take the board exam. It was sad, but at the same time, relieving because the past weeks, I was conflicted on, not making plans and just focusing on studying kahit na hindi ko pa alam kung makaka-board exam ba talaga ako. So, when I was in Manila and yun yung kanilang update on my documents, medyo convinced na ako na I can't take the board exam. But today, which is Saturday, tumawag yung parang delivery service nila and they informed me that I will be receiving my TOR around Monday or Tuesday. And the deadliest deadline for applications for the board exam is on Thursday. So nag-apply ako for an appointment sa PRC on Wednesday. So I really don't know if it's going to be a smooth application process kasi my peers have experiences of being asked to go back to PRC because of lacking requirements kahit na hindi nakasabi sa requirement list. So I don't know what's going to happen with my application. Medyo madami na akong nagastos with all the certificates and the notarization and everything. So I kind of want to get this over with, but at the same time, I only have 1.5 months to study, and a comfortable study period would be 4 months para may 1 month ka per subject. But now I only have around 1 week per subject, and that's really anxiety evoking for me. And this is a high pressure situation because the schools that I come from, they've consistently had a 100% passing rate, and I don't want to be the one to break the record for them. But I guess that's also what the others are feeling. So, let's see. I've just been carrying the mindset that what's meant to be will be. So, as of now, I don't know if I'm meant to take the board exam. Hopefully, if I am, I hope that I pass. A lot of things are not in my hands right now, but what I promised myself is that I will be studying my ass off in the next month or so. So, let's see. So, life update. During the time that I applied for the board exam at PRC, they said that I needed to provide a list of graduates from the school register, which wasn't part of the official list of requirements, so I really didn't have it prepared. And since I applied 1 day before the deadliest deadline of board exam applications, they said that my application was as good as rejected, but they gave me 1 week to provide the list of graduates. So I brought it up to the register and they said that they would do their best to comply with the deadline, and I brought it up with the school, the psychology department. They said that they haven't encountered anything like this before. I was stressed about it, but at the same time, just, what's meant to be will be. The last weeks were difficult, not knowing if I could take it or not and putting most of my time into studying, but still I'm trying my best to do it. Right now, I notice there are some differences when it comes to my studying now and my studying before during my first board exam for the psychometrician boards. The age cannot be denied. Now, I have a limit when it comes to studying. I remember for the psychometrician boards, I could study until 7 a.m. and that wouldn't be a problem for me. My brain would still absorb the information that I'm reading as long as I'm in the right disposition to do so. Now, it just reaches a limit. Like after a few hours, it doesn't absorb anything and I need to do something else as a break so that it could have time to refresh and have more energy to absorb things. So I'm not really sure if I can cover all the things that I was hoping to read, but still hope that I can do it. I just realized this is the exam that I've been working towards in the past decade. And I'm just preparing it for 1 month. I'm hoping that this ages well. A lot of emotions are here, but I'll just try my best. So it's July 11 and I just wanted to give an update on my reviewing and studying and how it's been for me. So I've been studying since the start of July and my technique was supposedly to have 1 week for all subjects except for one subject which is psych assessment. So I started with a normal psychology because for some reason I thought na baka yun yung interesting so it would be easier for me to get the flow of studying. Pero ang kapal ng mukha ko to think that I could study a normal psychology in 1 week. As in, with all the references that I need to go through with the textbook and DSM-5, there is so much information that I need to go through that I can't. There were times that I really wanted to panic, pero sayang din ang oras, so hindi na lang. It's just sinking in now how little the time that I have left is. Like, umabot sa point that I'm thinking twice about taking. Parang ganon. I mean, okay sana kung stable masyado yung stock knowledge ko, but it ain't. So now, it's July 11, I officially have 1 month left. Sobrang bilis lang ng oras. So I'm hoping that time that has passed has allowed my brain to adjust and make room for more energy and juices to absorb information. Fighting. So life update. It is July 20 and I haven't studied at all in the past week because I got sick. Grabe yung challenges talaga. It happened around Sunday. Well, Saturday night, I felt weaker than usual. I was supposed to study out sa bahay na lang because I wasn't feeling that well and I thought that it was a sign that my period was coming. So, the next day, Sunday, after brunch, I really didn't feel that well. So, nakahiga ako habang nanonood ng mga recordings from the review center. And then, na-shock na lang ako that I couldn't stand up. Every time I would try to sit up or stand up, I would feel the need to faint. Like, my vision would blacken and I would see stars. So, hindi talaga ako feeling well. So, sabi ko, okay naman ng PMS na to. So, it turns out, hindi siya PMS. I don't know if it was food poisoning or like a viral stomach flu because Sunday was when it all started for me. Then Monday, I was still the same. I got like the whole day. I couldn't eat anything because I would feel the need to vomit. And then that was also the time that my parents started having diarrhea. And then Tuesday, my brother started vomiting. And then Wednesday, my sister started having diarrhea as well. It was a whole thing. Iba siya na klaseng sickness. Baka hindi nga siya food poisoning because it took so much time for me to recover. Even now, it's Saturday. I can say that I'm not 100% healed yet. Like, slowly, my energy is coming back and my appetite is coming back. But whenever I eat, parang hesitant pa yung chan ko to accept food because yung energy ko, I'm still a bit sluggish. So in the past days, wala. I was just focusing on recovering. And then now that I'm a bit better, I'm trying to get back on my feet in terms of studying. Grabe, hindi talaga pwede peaceful lang ang life. But the past 2 days, PRC has been emailing me. There are changes na naman. Number 1, we will be taking it in Davao instead of Manila. So that's another roller coaster ride in this exam experience. Kasi at the start of the year, it was announced that Davao would be one of the testing sites. And then in June, they announced na it will purely be in NCR. So nagbook na ako ng ticket and all. And then just days ago, sabi nila there will be a testing site in Davao. So syempre, mas prefer ko talaga dito para hindi ko na problemahin yung ibang bagay like accommodation, transpo, and everything. But that was another change in the past days. And for some reason, hindi ko alam bakit parang tong application ko has so many segues. PRC emailed me that I have a missing requirement again. And then I emailed them that I had already submitted that requirement. If it is not valid or it is not correct, I wanted them to specify what was wrong about the document that I submitted because it was accepted by, the frontline officers there at PRC. Tapos, 2 days later, sabi lang nila, okay na po, ma'am. And then, Minutes later, I received an email saying that my NOAA was ready for claiming. So I guess no backing out now. I have 3 weeks to study. Same feeling pa rin. I want to panic, pero parang waste of time. If anything, the time that I spent to recover has pressured me to really focus more. So I hope that the rest that I had in the past days has recharged my brain. And I hope that I will make the most in the next 3 weeks. So, wish me luck. Sana wala ng bloopers. Oh my gosh. So it's Friday, August 9. The exam is on August 11 and 12 on Sunday and Monday. I realized that I'm so thankful for my 2017 self and my graduate school self. Majority of the notes or the references that I've been using for this review were my notes from grad school, from my psychometrician review. So I'm so thankful that I did that. I remember taking it seriously because I said that this will be useful in the future. So the future is now and it is useful. I'm so thankful that I did that. So yeah, I'm just doing some last minute reviewing. I should be resting, but I need to get back to some stuff. I hope that everything will go smoothly on exam day. It has been more than 24 hours since I became a registered psychologist. I wasn't able to celebrate it that much yesterday just because I really had a full day. So everything is still a bit surreal to me. Let me take you back to the exam day. On the first day, I only had 3 hours of sleep. And on the second day, I only had 5 hours of sleep. So I was a bit sleep deprived. All subjects took 3 hours for us to take. One subject in particular, which was psych assessment, was very difficult to the point that I was already conditioning myself to not expect to pass at all. It was that kind of test that you weren't really sure, like out of the 150 items, siguro 10 lang doon yung sigurado ka. Pero it was a bit comforting just because everyone had the same reaction to it. Parang sobrang hirap talaga. But it was a pleasant surprise to know that our school was able to maintain the 100% passing rate. Our exam was a computer-based licensure exam, or CBLE. Usually CBLEs are conducted only in NCR, but Davao had a testing site for it, and our exam was the first ever CBLE exam in Davao, so they kept emphasizing how it was historical and all that. We were all worried that it was CBLE because the first batch who took CBLE in NCR had a really bad experience and would label it as traumatic because there were so many malfunctioning units and the system had so much errors. The exam itself is already stressful, so adding all of those other factors really was not a pleasant experience for them and something that they didn't want us to experience. But I'm happy to say that this CBLE was so smooth. There were no platform related stressors, and I can really see how this is the way to go in terms of the exams. So because it was CBLE, then the results were faster. The exam was actually on August 11 and 12, and the results were released at 12:30 a.m. the next day. And no one really expected the results to be out that fast. It's funny because if our exam was on the 12th, on the 13th I had a lash lift appointment, as you can see. And I had my alarm at 8 a.m. So if I didn't have that alarm, maybe I would have found out at around lunchtime because I'm really sure that I would sleep in until around 12 because I was so exhausted. But when I checked the time, there were so many messages of my friends congratulating me. And then I thought that they were just congratulating me for surviving the exam. Until I saw certain messages that were really specific and saying that, "Congrats, psychologist ka na talaga." So I slowly opened some of the other messages and turns out the results were already out, and it was out since like 12:30 a.m. So those who were up at that time were actually waiting for others to wake up because of the good news. Nakakatawa lang kasi I think because it arrived that quick, wala kaming anticipation or waiting period. So medyo na-disorient pa ako na yun yung nangyayari. But then I think it's also better that way because I don't know how I would be handling the stress and anxiety of waiting the results. So it's just really a nice feeling because I've been working towards this goal for the past 5 years and now I'm here. And I know what you're thinking because everyone's asking the same question, what's next? I honestly don't know, it just really depends on the opportunities that come. But right now, I just want to celebrate, and that's why I'm currently in another setting. I am currently in Cebu. I'm waiting for my college best friend to arrive because we're going to have a best friend trip here. And I'm really happy that she agreed to do this because we've always wanted to go on a trip, just us two. And then when I found out that I could take the board exam, sabi ko, why not do it right after para na din siyang celebration for all the effort, whatever the results. So it's the end of this chapter, but at the same time, the start of a new one. And I am excited to find out what's in store. So if you've reached this portion of this video, thank you so much. And if you are one of those people who have supported me throughout the review period, thank you so much. I'm just so blessed to be surrounded with people who are supportive and who understand that despite my next step being a blur, this is something that I want to do and I need to do for myself. So let's just take things one step at a time. Until then, thank you so much for being part of this journey.
We are part of a community dedicated to making the world a better place through psychological understanding and support. I now declare you fully qualified professionals.